In today's little quick fix video, we're going to be discussing how important and what to do about the joint of the big toe. Not many people realize, but one of the most important joints of the body is the big toe joint. We call it the metatarsal phalangeal joint, and it is responsible for making sure the muscles around the hips really do their job, which will help to keep a healthy spine. So believe it or not, if you've got back issues, it may have to do with the big toe. And by getting this to do its work properly, you might be a happier person. Now here's what happens. In order for this joint to move fully, it really allows for the hip to open up. So as we walk or run, we should get some good movement down into that joint. Now if it's restricted, we might find that it lifts off the ground a little sooner, causing this knee to bend, keeping the muscles in the front of our hip really congested or shortened, and they don't get the experience to really open up to allow that rubber band-like sling or spring action forward as our leg drives in front of us when we're walking or running. Another thing that could happen if it's restricted is the foot may actually turn out and you start pushing off the inside of the big toe, and before you know it, maybe a bunion is occurring. So in order to keep a healthy back, open hips, and to ensure that the biggest muscle of the body back here is able to fully contract, this area is fully able to open, we need to make sure that this little guy down here does all the work it should. So a real quick fix for that is get maybe a large book that you can open up and flip through a few pages and place the big toe upon those pages. In this case, we're using a foam wedge. But we're just going to place the big toe with the pad of the foot still on the floor, but the big toe is elevated on this object here. And then all I'm going to do is just gently glide my body over that big toe and back again, trying to get that stretch from underneath the toe itself. You may feel a bit of a stretch in the arch of your foot. Now, what might encourage more of a stretch is take an additional book or wedge and put it underneath the heel itself so that the big toe is flexing upward while the heel is encouraged to roll downward and the tissue in between gets to stretch out. After you've done this for a little while, walk around. See if it feels different when you walk. See how the hips feel. Do you notice a difference in the back? Chances are you'll notice something. Try it out.